Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video as we are now on the show after our July pay-per-view, which was of course Fight for the Fallen, and we'll head towards the next pay-per-view in August, the last week, so 5 weeks of build to AEW All Out 2. So looking forward to it. I've got a card written out that I'm hoping we can get to, and hopefully these storylines make the journey there enjoyable, and hopefully the pay-per-view when we get there does deliver. As always, thanks for taking the time out to watch a video. Any comments are deeply appreciated, whether it's on the series, your own games, TW in general, or wrestling in general. Let me know how you're feeling about the current day. And of course the usual plugs for TEW2020.com, the Grey Dog software forums, and the Fancy Booker subreddit. You know the drill by now, you know what they provide. Keep supporting them. So we'll crack on. We're going to be moving where we are this week. We have upped it, and we are now at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum, just there as a wee bit of more an attendance boost, a bit more money. Also sad to report we didn't get Matt Striker, so that manager will not be coming in at this moment in time. But I think with spoilers and stuff like that, I'm just going to be more revealing this stuff, because not being on that particular screen kind of hides a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that I could show you that it's not even a chance to. So yeah, we'll crack on, and this is another episode of AEW Dynamite. So we would have sold out the Daly's Place with a 5,746 attendance tonight at Knoxville Civic Coliseum. 17 segments over 115 minutes, so yeah, there's a lot to go through here, but we'll crack on. We'll start off with an opening promo from Cody, and he says, "On Saturday night, I did what I said I would do, and that was get revenge on Jake Hager. He injured my brother Dustin and put him out of action. He's injured me and I was out for 2 weeks. But during that 2-week period, it allowed me to sit back and focus for the war that was to come this Saturday, and I came out on top against Jake. It felt sweet, but something still eats at me, and that's the words that Chris Jericho said last week on Dynamite. He'd beaten Hangman, he'd beaten Kenny, and they'd beaten me many times before. Whilst this is true, that was then and this is now. And Chris, you've never went one-on-one with this Cody. Rest assured, Chris, this Cody is one not to be taken lightly, and if you're truly the GOAT, then surely one day you'll have no bother, no problem facing me again." So a sensational promo from Cody to start us off with an 89 rating. Storyline between the Elite and the Inner Circle continues. Cody worked the crowd well, benefited from the groundswell of public support, and it got the show off to a hot and good start. First up we had 6-man tag team action, and it was a decent match that saw SCU, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels defeat the team of Kip Sabian, Jimmy Havoc and Peter Avalon in 804 when Scorpio Sky pinned Peter Avalon with the Fatal Answer. A fairly solid 62 here for this 6-man match. Believe it or not, the best performer was Jimmy Havoc. Maybe need to do something about SCU if that's happening, but overall it was pretty good. The crowd didn't take to Peter Avalon, so he'll take a bit of time, but both Leva Bates and Penelope Ford with some good work in their managerial role for the heel side. We then had a hype video for Private Party 38, just getting them a bit more over on the main TV show. And we then moved on to a terrible wrestling match that the crowd really didn't like, and it was Priscilla Kelly defeating Shanna in 5:17 by pinfall. A 13 here, a 23 for Shanna, a 37 for Priscilla. The crowd weren't particularly thrilled to see Shanna. They were brought down, and they believe these two shouldn't have been outside the pre-show. We'll get this women's division turned around. It'll take a bit of time. We'll get them there. Absolutely we will, but yeah. If we can get them to a 13 up to like a 70 or 80, man, it's going to be a great day. Next up, Priscilla Kelly picks up the win, and as she's heading to the back, the music of the Dark Order hits, and we see Stu Grayson and Evil Uno as they are preparing to head to the ring and come to their match. They walk next to Priscilla Kelly before looking her up and down, and then they head into the ring. So a 35 there, teasing a bit more with Priscilla Kelly and Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Layered matchup was next, and it had decent reaction from the audience and subpar wrestling as the Dark Order defeated the Jurassic Express in 801 when Evil Uno defeated Jungle Boy with a pump handle driver, a pile driver. A 52 segment rating here. Everybody's pretty level in terms of performance, apart from maybe Grayson being a wee bit further than the rest. But yeah, we need to maybe make Luchasaurus a bit more stronger, and I keep making Jungle Boy lose, so I think at times we might need to bring Marco Stunt in for a few defeats. Then with the hype video for Deonna Purrazzo, that's boosted up to a 19, so again the Virtuosa getting a bit of TV time, promoting that character on our main show, hopefully get her a pop game. We then had a match that had some good heat and decent wrestling, where we had Maxwell Jacob Friedman defeat Joey Janela in 5:53 with a Swanton Bomb. Pretty close in terms of performance, MJF a wee bit better, but he's better than you, and you know it, and that's the plan going forward as he picks up a good victory. End of a promo with another one in our women's division. This time it's the Native Beast champion, Nyla Rose. She says at Fight for the Fallen, I showed the world that I'm the most dominant woman in professional wrestling. Another AEW women's wrestler loses to me, and I'm destroying this division, and I might as well just start accepting that I will be the women's champion until I retire, because no bitch is on my level. No one can compete with me for power, brutality, and strength. AEW, will any of these pipsqueaks even ever trouble me? I doubt it. They're pathetic. So she's just slating the division and really looking for that challenger that could come in and possibly knock her off her perch. But a 41, that's progression in the promo department, that's for sure. We then had a promo with broken Matt Hardy, and he says, tonight my vessel Damascus will be in action as it takes fight against the man who is not in a video game machine. That man is Pac. That was a very bad Pac-Man joke, sorry. A man who believes he is the causer of death through his shape, Death Triangle, and I will seek to ensure that no brothers of Lucha can interfere. God, my English is terrible at times. Tonight, Broken Matt Hardy will show the world that this vessel is as strong as many prior. So a 64 promo there. Need to get my head around the Matt Hardy character. It's a great character, I just don't really seem to do it justice at times, but a promising promo at 64, and they will pick up the match coming forward. And we haven't actually gained the crowd back yet, which is crazy, but it had great heat and decent wrestling, and I'd Pac defeat Matt Hardy in 9:49 with a 450 splash. 70 rating here, Pac with a 78 to Matt Hardy's 51. You've got to put Pac over, man. You've got to. He's an absolute incredible athlete, and he gains his victory here. And just showing that, he should be getting more opportunities in AEW. Next up, we have Alex Marvez, and he says it's been announced that All Out 2 will have a multi-man ladder match, when the winner will determine the number one contender for the AEW TNT Championship. The first entrant has been confirmed as Darby Allin. So a 57 here. Honestly, I don't know how many's in the match, that's why I've just said multi-man at the moment, but Darby Allin will be the first man in. At the moment I've got it penciled for 4 people, but I expect that to change to get people on the card, so 57 to see who could be contending against Lance Archer at All Out 2. Next up, we had a bout, speaking of Lance Archer, they had good heat and decent wrestling, where Lance defeated Dustin Rhodes in 7:59 with a blackout. A 62 to fairly level superstars here. Lance with a bit more in-ring performance, but a good win, and the champion carries on his momentum. Next up, in another match, it was decent, and it was a team of Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz, and they defeated the Strong Hearts in 9:25 when Ortiz submitted T-Hawk, who was also the weak link in the match. He had a 50 performance compared to everyone else with the mid-60s. The match did lift the crowd because this was our Steal the Show match, which is good to see, although I would have maybe tried to push that into the 70s. It's still a good win and another gain of momentum for Proud and Powerful. After the match, Santana and Ortiz pick up the win, but they're not done here as they start setting about the Strong Hearts, beating down Cima and T-Hawk, and Ortiz has that loaded sock and he's just lashing it against the back of Cima, and then a shot to T-Hawk. Then the theme song of the Young Bucks hits with some super kick party, and here come the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson for the save. They rush to the ring, Ortiz and Santana, they swing for the fences, the Bucks duck, and they turn around and nail both Santana and Ortiz with a super kick. Santana and Ortiz roll to the outside before they stumble up the ramp. A 59 for this one, not amazing. T-Hawk looked dreadful, and he was screwed by the language barrier despite not actually needing to speak in here, but fair enough, okay, I get that. They got the crowd hotter, but yeah, just a cool wee kind of Young Bucks get the big pop and the save for the Strong Hearts. I'm a wee bit worried that this show is going to lose pop. I need my main event to deliver. You might have actually saved this. Good matchup. Jon Moxley defeats Angelico in 11:55 with the double arm DDT. And I've just completely the brain fart and completely forgot what he calls his finisher. Paradigm shift, there we go. But 78 is very good. Moxley's going to carry any main event here. An 87 performance. Angelico is not over in this, but is really good in the ring. I enjoy watching his stuff. So yeah, good there wasn't a clash of styles, and it's a good match there, which hopefully, even just performing in a main event, can give Angelico a small wee boost in popularity. And we end the show with a Moxley promo. So it seems to me that Brody Lee isn't here tonight. I've spelled here wrong. And well, Brody, if you're listening, despite the fact that on Saturday night I did retain my AEW World Championship, I got the win over Sean Spears, and I feel I ain't done with you. I didn't get to hurt you, I didn't get to send you away, and that eats at me. And I'm a man that, yeah, I love being champion, but I love being violent. So Mr. Brody, when the chance arrives, let me know. And if you want another date with Destiny, you're a Destiny of course, be in hell, when I'll see you down the line. So an 85 promo by Mox, and could we be seeing that solo match, which by the time we recall them would have happened in real life, Moxley versus Brody Lee. The storyline continues, Moxley does fantastic off script, and an 85. So the promos are good, the matches are still to get on par with that. Overall, a 76 rating show, and we increased our popularity in 17 regions, the 17 that we show in. So that's really good. So it does show. I can start a show off well. I can have a lot of kind of stuff that is obviously lower card. They're pushing their way up the. They're developing on screen effectively. They're getting over, and then as long as my main event and my upper mids can kind of be solid, then we'll be absolutely fine. There's room for that development. But yeah, pleasing with that. And I say that's a good victory there. So we'll crack on. Flip Gordon wins the ROH World title that was vacant. I wonder who had it before. Obviously we can only see who our champions are, but yeah. Cup Wars, ROH. So Rush has moved on. I can't click Rush there, that's fine. Rush must have moved somewhere. There you go, Rush leaves ROH. Written exclusive, there you go, to AAA. So that's fair enough, that makes sense. We've understood why that's happened. There's a lot of windows to get there. But yeah, we're in a positive, as I say, positive position. A few people with morale issues. This one's because they haven't been on pay-per-view or haven't been in telly, so we just click on Brandon Cutler. I was off Fight for the Fallen, so it's the usual kind of one. I can give everybody a bit of a bonus eventually. We just need to make sure we do gain pop. At the moment in time, we are just 7,000, but I expect that to go a lot more, although our gate receipts are up 30,000 for 300,000 for last time. Going forward, I don't know how it's going to work with the pay-per-views. Fight for the Fallen was done in a previous patch, which is obviously amended how much you'll get from pay-per-views, so hopefully it could see a bigger increase in gate receipt. But yeah, so far I am fairly happy with that. I'll advance into August and we'll carry on and hopefully see you on next week's episode. So thanks for watching, much appreciated, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.